Hi, and welcome to Send with Coffee and Boxing Gloves. My name's Kelly, and today's episode is Coffee and Chat Issue 2. So, on these episodes, I talk about various sort of little things, things that are going on in our lives at the moment, and things where I don't really need a full episode to kind of go into. So this is the second issue, so you don't have to listen to each one if you don't want to. That's why they're called issues and not parts. So today, going to talk about a big win. This is for me. So every year over the last 2-3 years, I think, I've signed up for a sponsored walk for either Walk for Autism or National Autistic Society. Now, as the podcast name suggests, I drink a lot of coffee. I also like biscuits, and I like cakes, and I don't like walking, and I don't like exercise, and I'm not built for speed, shall we say. I don't care either. I'm going to enjoy the cakes and the biscuits. So I don't walk anywhere. One of my New Year's resolutions was actually to not set foot in a gym, and still kept that one up. That one definitely will be completed by the end of this year. So I don't like exercise. But I do these sponsored walks to raise money. And I think I've raised about £1,000 overall. I think somewhere around there. So anyway, it happens where I see it, and I go, "Oh, I'll sign up for that," and then sign up for it, and then have instant regret of having signed up for it because it means I actually have to do it. So anyway, so this month is Walk 5K for the National Autistic Society. So far, I've raised £145, which does make me eligible to receive a medal for that. And I like getting a medal for exercise because there's some irony there. So, Walk 5K in the month of April. So, one of my lovely neighbours has a lovely dog, Staffy dog. And she said to me, do you want to come out for a walk with me and the dog? We go quite far. And I was like, absolutely. Now, this neighbour of mine knows my love of coffee, and she has one of those fancy coffee machines where you put the beans in and then it makes you a really nice coffee. So she messaged me. She said, "Oh, you still up for the walk?" And I was like, "No, I don't want to." And then I was like, "Yes, I'll meet you outside in a minute." And she said, "I'll bring coffee." Score, I'm there. So so we go on this walk, and we're walking around bits, and it's really peaceful. There's loads of open fields, and a lot of this I've not seen because I don't go out walking. But it's nice to have a purpose of going out walking, like, obviously walking the dog. And the dog, she was having a whale of a time and just being free and running through the fields, and loved it. And we were, obviously chatting away and drinking coffee. Like I say, it's a very nice coffee. And we could sort of were going, and I'm like, we're sort of, been out for a while, and I'm like, my legs are really starting to ache now. And did photos, obviously. And I had my Google Watch on to obviously count how far I'd gone. And there was one point I was like, let's have a look, see how far we've gone. And we'd done like 3.5 kilometres, and I was like, oh, no wonder why. And my neighbour said, "Oh, we'll carry on, but we won't go the longer way, we'll go the shorter way." And I was like, okay, brilliant, because I'm thinking, we'll go out for another walk another day, and that will be the 5K done. And we're walking, and we're walking, and we're walking, and I'm like, this still feels really, really far. And I was like, I just need to check it, because it was doing it in miles on my watch. I had to obviously translate that into kilometers. It turned out we'd done nearly 6 kilometers, and I was like, yes, we've done it. So we celebrated that moment, and by the time I got home, it was 6.1 kilometers. So I did the walk in one go. But, oh, did I ache. Oh, I sat down and I was like, I don't think I can move. And it was a good sort of hour or so before I had to go and get Jessie. And then the next day I was like, I don't think my legs want to work. I don't think my hips want to work. I think my back hurts. I think my shoulders hurt. Everything just hurts. Um, but I did it. And I'm very proud that I did that. And it was nice. And I did say, obviously when it's a nice day, I will go for a walk. Maybe not that long, just because it's really, really far. But we did it. So that was nice. So that's me sort of news. But with Jessie, I'm so tired. 4 a.m. start this morning, which is slightly later than usual, but it's still 4 a.m. It's still dark outside. And because Rob can't stay at home the night before, he has to be at work because he's a supermarket delivery driver and he has to drive. He can't be getting up at that time and then working till sort of 8, 9, 10 o'clock at night driving. So he goes and stays at his parents'. So she'll come in, and she came in, stole my duvet off me slightly, and then she's sort of laying there, and I'm like, hopefully you'll go back to sleep for, an hour or two. And then she starts sort of babbling away, and I'm like, you're not going to go back to sleep, are you? And then she gets out of the bed, like the other side, walks round the bed, throws the duvet off me, and pulls at my arm as if to go, right, you need to get up now. And then I sit up, and then she gets under the duvet, and I'm like, that's where I want to be. But yeah, and then we were up, and then because she likes going out in the car just for random drives, she just likes being in the car. That was 5 o'clock this morning. But the good thing is, because I go around sort of country lanes, and the good thing is that time of the morning, there's no traffic around. So I'm going like 25 miles an hour to save me fuel, because I can get like 53 mpg out of my car, which, bearing in mind, my racing driving, I was probably only getting about 29, 30. So you can tell the difference with that. So yeah, that was a no start. And obviously I have my coffee in my takeaway cup just there, so as I can drink that while we're out driving. But this morning, since Easter, this morning was the first morning where I managed to get her dressed without her fighting, without her having meltdowns. She was just accepting of what was happening, which was lovely. So that was nice. And then in the car, she was trying to sort of nod off, and I'm like, no, you woke us both up at 4. I can't sleep when I'm in the car. You can't sleep when we're in the car. But then she's sort of awake, so no doubt she'll probably nap while she's at school today. But they told me something that was so sweet the other day. So Jessie seems to say a lot of words at school. She doesn't seem to kind of say many things very clearly at home. Although she has started sort of repeating things every now and again. But they said that when they went outside, she went, wow, outside, and said it like twice. And I'm like, oh. So that's very sweet. So she is definitely like picking it up. It's just not kind of anything sort of usable at the moment. But yeah, it was just really sweet. Yeah, they were like, she was like, wow, outside. Ooh. Some more things are coming. She does, like I say, she does repeat. When I say to her, what are you doing? What are you doing? Well, I asked you. So can I have an answer? Don't just repeat. But she, another thing that she's been doing is putting books or kind of toys or things that she doesn't want to see anymore. She's been putting them behind the cooker. Now our cooker is freestanding, but there's a gap of about an inch, maybe inch and a half, between the back of the cooker and the wall. Because we're in an old house, we've got an old electric box that is behind where the cooker is. So it can't go flush against the wall because that's there in the way. So she was putting things down here. I was like, well, I can't put the oven on because that's a fire risk. So luckily we've got an air fryer. So it was fine. And I said to Rob, I was like, we need to look at doing something to stop her, like putting things behind there. Because also I'm not quite strong enough to pull the cooker out, but also I've got very short arms. So even if I could, and I could kind of get on top of, like, you know, lay on top of like the worktop and the cooker, my arms are too short. I can't reach anything. So Rob managed to get that all cleared out, and then he's managed to put some stuff behind to kind of seal it. Obviously the vents are completely safe because it's designed to be up against a wall, and the vents are like on the cooker itself. So the real test was when Jessie got home yesterday, and yep, sure enough, she can't put anything behind it anymore. It's like, win. But it's all these things that you don't kind of think about. And like, even like getting dressed for school, I can't say to Jessie, you know, go and get your uniform on. I can't say go and get your uniform because she doesn't understand. So like with that, apparently it's a thing where she just doesn't want to see something anymore. She doesn't want it to exist, which is fine when she's doing it behind the sofa, because every couple of weeks you pull the sofa out and go, oh, look how much rubbish is behind here. Especially with like books and things like that. And it's easy to clean out. And you don't mind if it's behind the sofa because no one can see it. So that's been a little bit challenging. But we've managed to fix that at least, because she can be hard work, because you can say no, but because she's not only autistic, she has this PDA, which is pathological demand avoidance, which I'll go into both in more detail on a future episode. But basically the pathological demand avoidance, the PDA, means that her nervous system basically just freaks out and goes into like fight or flight if there is a demand made upon her. So you can't say no, don't do that, because you're telling her what to do, and her body goes, nope, not taking that. So you have to kind of rephrase things. So it's like, I can't say to her, if she wants some crisps, I can't say, get me your bowl. I have to say, where's your bowl? Because that way she's doing what I need her to do, but I'm not telling her. Which, you know, it's ironic that the one that doesn't, you know, do what you ask expects you to do what they ask of you all the time. But like I say, I will go into that in more detail in future episodes, because we've got quite a lot of sort of things to sort of talk about, various subjects that I'm going to cover, some a bit deeper than others. And obviously, you know, you don't have to listen to them all if you don't want to. You can pick and choose. But there's going to be sort of obviously episodes where, you know, there'll be help for doing certain things. But yeah, so there's going to be sort of a lot coming, because yeah, it's I've got all this knowledge and this experience, and it's not useful to me every day. So because I've learned all of this and all the acronyms, because let's face it, the SEND system loves an acronym. I hate acronyms. But you learn all of these. So that will be, obviously, yeah, like I say, there'll be future episodes. Just trying to think what else. I should have made notes if there was anything else I was going to say. No, can't think of it. It'll come back to me and I'll be like, oh, I should put that in that episode. But then I can hopefully make a note and put it in a different one. But I will leave this one here. So just a shorter coffee and chat, this one. But thank you for listening. Thank you to everybody that's listened so far. If you have enjoyed it, if it's helped you, or if you just think that woman deserves a coffee, you do have the option to buy me a coffee. And the link will be below. But also feel free to follow, subscribe, leave comments. Really appreciate the support, really appreciate listening. But yes, so I've been Kelly. This is Send with Coffee and Boxing Gloves, and I'm off to go and get another coffee.